So welcome back. Actually, for me, it's only been, well, actually for you, it might have only been a few minutes, but for me, or a few moments actually, for me it's been over a week since the last time I was here recording. And that's because, actually I shouldn't be digging this part up. That's because I have been sick. I was out with I don't know what it was, a cold, sinus infection. Basically, I had a fever for a couple of days and not much of a voice for much longer than that. I did get on, as you can see, I did some work here off camera because at the time I did this work, I had an ice pack on my head to keep the fever down, and my voice sounded a little like this. And while that might be cool, it might seem cool to have my voice sound like this for a few moments, for a few seconds. Doing a whole video with my voice sounding like this would have gotten very tedious. So I decided to spare you all that. I did. Plus, building this wall, pushing these walls out to expand this farm, wasn't all that interesting to watch. Basically, I just took down the wall that I had built there, took out this house that was here, this dwelling that was here, and just went in and rebuilt it, pushed everything back out. So now I'm working on getting this dirt out of here, flattening this out, and here's what I've been thinking. I believe Cloud was thinking that this would be several stories tall, but as I was taking a look at it with the landscape, I decided making it several stories tall just wouldn't fit in with the town. So rather than making it much taller, I decided to stretch it out and make it nearly twice as wide. That way it's basically, we're getting kind of the same as if I had taken this up a couple of stories, but I'm not taking it up a couple of stories. Plus, like I said, I'm going to put a park up here on the top of this. So this way I have a lot more space to build a nice spacious park area on the top of here. Why do I want to build a park on top of here? Because as I showed you in the last ShadowRaze, not the last ShadowRaze video, I showed you a few videos ago the how to do economy, and I came back from spawn and showed you what you can spend your in-game money on, specifically this world guard, and I showed you why, and you can see it over here too, which I didn't show in the last video. These were nice homes once upon a time, but they have no world guard, so people destroyed them. Outside of our world guard, this is the landscape. So I figured it'd be nice to have something really, really nice here within the world guard, so new people coming on the server could see something other than destruction as soon as they step out of spawn. So here I am, working away, slaving away at the dirt, though there is a really easy solution to dealing with this dirt here, and it's called magic. Basically, I just turn around, and there, it's nearly done. Isn't that awesome? I love how that works. Now, you might be looking at this and wondering, Jaden Max, why are you building such a flat farm? Why aren't you building a farm that has levels that go down with pistons and water source blocks that can automatically pull up all your carrots? Well, I'm glad you asked that question, and it has something to do with another plugin that that ShadowRaze uses. Basically, if you go back and look at the economy video, you'll notice in the scene where I harvest all these carrots at 5 times speed, every once in a while at the bottom corner of the screen, the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, it shows a stat that pops up. It says I've gained 1 point or 1 XP in herbalism. In this game, or well, in ShadowRaze, they also use a plugin that imitates a typical role-playing game system, where you get experience points for doing certain tasks repetitively. I get experience points for digging up dirt, I get experience points for harvesting crops, I get experience points for fighting, I get experience points for pretty much everything you can do here. And those experience points add stats and modifiers to the execution of those skills. By harvesting these crops myself, I can't believe I just did that. By harvesting crops myself, I gain stats for harvesting crops, which gives bonuses to me in terms of how many crops I actually get with each time I harvest a block of carrots. It adds modifiers to how many carrots I get. It creates a chance that carrots will automatically replant themselves, which makes that very convenient and more efficient. So I actually get more bang for my buck when I do that. To get those stat increases, you have to do certain things, and you have to do it yourself. If I rigged up a bunch of pistons and water source blocks to automatically harvest all these crops with a push of a button, then I don't actually get the herbalism credit for harvesting those crops. By having the crops here on a flat surface, that makes it easy for me to harvest them by hand, that I can take advantage of getting those harvesting points. It also is good for new players that come into Minecraft who join Hobbitia. They can easily, at least once this is completed, it won't take long for them to fully level up their herbalism stats. Well, maybe not fully, but it won't take them long to get a heap load of stats with this farm once it's completed. Let's see, what do I need to do here yet? I need to finish putting down this cobble, and then I'll take a step back and see what it looks like. There we go. Almost. I still need to put something there, but before I do that, wrong button. Let me fly up and see what it looks like now. I am going to take out these because I don't need them here, but before I do that, let me take a look at what's going on down here, what I need to do yet. I need to get some more wood. I'm going to extend that out. I'm going to finish that up, and then I'm going to do some calculations. I'm going to pop away for a minute while I get some things organized, and then I'll come back and continue this project. Hold on. Welcome back. Basically, I went and grabbed a few things. I got some oak planks and a hoe, some buckets of water, and you can also see I did some wheat harvesting while I was out. And I've completed this walkway, pushed it all the way through down to there, and I started tilling the land. And then I realized, I totally forgot, this land needs to have water. And in order to do that, I have to do some calculation. Because the way I had this set up is not really the most optimal for having this. I'm not going to have it set up completely optimal. If I take a pop over to show you some other farmland, this bit of griefed property shows you a more optimized farm. It has a water block for every not every 4 blocks of tilled, but every 4 rows of tilled block is hydrated with a source block of water. This works really well. I mean, it gets everything aerated, puts the most blocks of tilled earth down. But it's not the most elegant system, if you ask me. For example, I could be here harvesting wheat, and I'm not going to because that would be griefing. But I could be here harvesting these carrots, and I always have to tiptoe around these. Plus, whenever do you see a farm that's irrigated with holes in the ground like this? I don't. So I'm not going to do that with my farm. Instead, I'm going to go with a farm like this, where instead of single source blocks of water, we have troughs of water. And this is more like what you would expect to see in an actual farm. And this is what I'm going to do. I like how I can just go up and down these rows without worrying about falling into a hole of water. And it just looks more elegant to me. It looks more organized and more, I don't know, real. Like this is an actual irrigation canal. So that's what I'm going to do with our farm over here. Okay, what I'm looking at here is perhaps the reason why engineers always do their math before they start building. Because I just did a count. I wanted to try to get a row of water and then 4 blocks or 4 rows of tilled land, 4 rows of tilled land, and then another row of water. Which means the outer rows are going to be, the outer sections are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. But the intersections are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks, and then another row of water. But doing that, I realized that I'm going to have 1 row on the end of just 1 row of tilled earth with a row of water. And so I thought that's going to be very weird, and I could do some magical trickery to make everything look even. But I thought, well, if I'm really going for the most efficient farm I could make while still looking aesthetically pleasing, I should do the full 4 blocks water, 4 blocks on each side of a row of water. So I am going to actually do something I was hoping I wouldn't have to do. And I'm going to move this whole wall over 3 blocks. That should make everything square up just nice, but it's going to take a little time for me to do this. So I'm going to pop away. No sense in you watching me do all of this work, but that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this wall over 3 blocks, and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. Got all that cleaned up. The wall is now 3 blocks further out. You can kind of see it over here. Let's see. Yeah, right here. You can see where it used to be right there. I moved it out 3 blocks. This space is a little tighter, but I think it's still okay. If it's necessary, if it becomes necessary, I can move this out. I already checked. On the other side of this, Cloud's house is on the other side of this, but there is at least 3 blocks of additional space before I push into his area. So I think we're cool. Anyway, from now, and oh, I should test this out. Forgot to take a look. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 water. 1, 2, 3, 4. I miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 water. Did I store the right one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What? No, that can't be right. Ah! I came through the wall. Oh, and I don't have my sword out. Yeah, there we go. I do have my bow and arrow. I could took him out with that. But, in the heat of the battle, you're not thinking. I'm not thinking. Though, I don't need battle as an excuse. Oh, oh well. Let's see. So this should be 1, 2, 3, 4 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Water is how that should work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Water. How did I do that? I'm still too short. How did I do that? I moved this thing over 3 blocks. It was right here. I must have miscounted the first time. Ah! Oh man, this is what I hate about these kind of projects. What should I do? Should I could move everything over and just have 3 on each side? I kind of just want to do that. I mean, I could move that wall over 2 more spaces, and that would do it. But I don't know how I... I don't know how I did that. Well, here's what I'm going to do. Because if I don't fix this, it's going to bug me. So I'm not going to leave it like it is. Because this is going to be, once I'm done, it's going to be here for a while. And so I'm going to move the wall that way. I'm not going to move this one over any further. But instead I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, water. I'll make sure I got this counted correctly this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, water. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cobble. So that's where the cobble is going to be. So I'm going to move all this. This whole wall here is going to go this way 2 blocks. I'll be right back. And there we go. Not a lot of big fancy trickety tricks this time. I just a fairly simple cut, and this wall is now out by 2 more spaces, and which means from this one we have 1, 2, 3, 4 outside here to finish this off. Okay, so let's look at what we got going on next, what we have to do next. Basically, now that I got all these, the water lanes marked out, the canals, the irrigation tunnels, whatever marked out, the next part is to go on ahead and dig them out. Here we go. Okay, here we go. I got all the irrigation tunnels dug in. So now it's a matter of just going through and tilling this land back. I'm not going to put any of that on camera. Instead, I'm going to just cut away. Let me make sure I got all the carrots from down here. And then I'm going to cut away, and when I cut back, it should all be done. See you in a bit. And there you have it. The whole farm is all completely prepped, ready to be planted. Left to do now is to finish taking down this part, because I'm going to replace all that. That's actually going to go up one level, and it's going to be replaced with, actually no, I'm going to build something on that level too, but it's not going to be stone. I'm going to put some dirt down. I'm going to move things around. I'm going to put over these, I'm going to cap these canals with wood planks and slabs like we already have there, just for lighting, and to keep those covered, to make it easier to harvest without worrying about falling into holes and jumping out and fixing things and whatnot. I want this to be as easy to use, but at the same time, like I said, it's not going to be automated, because we want to get that excavation, the herbalism skill by harvesting these crops ourselves. So I'm going to continue working on this off camera. Next time we come in, I'll probably off camera, I'm also going to do at least most of the second row. I don't need to get all of that on camera. That won't be all that interesting. So probably next video we're going to be working on the park on top. I don't know if I can get somebody else to help me. Usually when I get on, there's not a whole lot of people on. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you for watching.